Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing great today. Appreciate those of you watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. Today we're talking about the Rita Hayworth movie, Salome. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, Salome is about the princess in the New Testament who demanded John the Baptist's head for her mother and was basically responsible for John the Baptist's death back in the New Testament. This is also during the era of Hollywood where Christians weren't always seen as the evil bad guy. One thing I noticed about modern movies and TV shows is if there's any Christians or religious group, they're always the villains. I can't really name any show where there was a religious group and they turn out to be the heroes or good people. They always seem to be like these fanatics who get Christianity all wrong into like the wrongest extremes today. So like if you're watching a movie and you see somebody who's like a priest or somebody like that, you can assume that they're the villain of the movie. I guess there's a new one with Russell Crowe, or maybe the priest is a good guy. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But majority of Hollywood shows these days, religious groups are always evil villains and stuff like that. But back in the day, in this time period, you get the Ten Commandments, Ben-Hur, and Salome. Christians are, the good guys and not such evil people. Anyways, enough about that stuff. Let's get back into this movie, Salome, with Rita Hayworth. In this one, Salome is just a naive princess. It starts off with her being in Rome. She's in love with a Roman. However, and he seems to be in love with her, but for political power, he kind of dumps her, and she's forced to go back to Israel, Jerusalem, or not really Jerusalem, but around those parts. Can't remember the city, sorry. Didn't write it down in my notes. I wasn't that specific. Anyways, so she's kind of like a Salome. Rita Hayworth in this is, I'm going to call her Rita Hayworth because I know I can pronounce her name right. Not the title character's name. I don't know if I'm getting that right or wrong. Anyways, her character, like I said, is kind of naive. She's been away from her home for a long time since she was a little girl. Now I'm imagining she's like in her late teens, maybe early 20s. And she doesn't really understand the political power play that's going on, the political atmosphere that is now in her home country. All she knows is that she loves her mother, and all these people, these Christians, John the Baptist, is against her mother because she married the king, and they're saying she's kind of evil because she's only after power and stuff like that. And once you get to know the mother, you see how this is true. So at first, Rita Hayworth's character, Salome, whatever, is really against John the Baptist because he's out there preaching against her mother, and her mother's playing Rita Hayworth's character to the T here, making sure that she keeps her naive about what she's really up to. She does kind of drop the ball a little bit near the end. How she's trying to gain this power so she can hand it over to her daughter, stuff like that. But I don't really think Rita Hayworth's character really gets how bad her mother really is until the very end. Let's see. And then when she realizes what her mother's really like, then she understands. The movie kind of really is though about mans. I'm talking about mans in general, man and woman. They're lust for power. The king, he's just letting John the Baptist out there doing his thing, preaching bad stuff against him because of a prophecy. And also, he kind of has that feeling that John the Baptist is not really violent. He's just talking negative about him. But he's really worried that if he does kill John the Baptist, that the people will turn against him and he'll lose his power. However, he loves the power that he has. He loves all the gold and the riches and all the wealth that he has from his position. The queen, she's more worried. She's really more the troublemaker of this, while the king's kind of laid back, let the John the Baptist do whatever he wants to out there. She's the one who's really taking offense, is where he's scared about his words, and is one that's more hot-headed and out for blood, as you can see in this one. But she's also worried about not only keeping her power, but gaining more power through the king. So, that is one of the underlying stories of this. It's about man's lust for power, to keep the power that they have. Even when John the Baptist gives the king, advice, he needs to step down. John the Baptist isn't saying anything like being a king is bad and having that kind of power is bad. It's how you use it. And to him, he kind of sees the king using his power in the wrong ways for personal wealth, personal gain, and not really sharing and helping the people out of their predicaments. And that's probably mainly the main beef that John the Baptist has against the king, and then also against the queen. He sees the queen as being evil, manipulative, and lustrous and stuff like that. Let's see. And like I said, going through this, Rita Hayworth is a naive character, but her conversion, like at first she hates John the Baptist because what he's saying against her mother, but she falls in love with one of the guards of the king, and he's more like a Christian. Believes, I guess at that point he can't really be a Christian, right? But he believes in John the Baptist's words. He knows that John the Baptist is a good guy. Kind of through this guy that she loves, she starts to kind of convert and understand what is going on in the political realm, and that maybe her mother is not such a good person. And she really understands this when, she's thinking, at the end that she's doing good, that if she dances for the king, she can request the king to release John the Baptist, but her mother's one step ahead of her, and the mother requests the king to give her John the Baptist's head. And when that happens, that's when Rita Hayworth's character fully converts. But I would say, it could have used a little bit more help on Rita Hayworth's character's transformation from hating John the Baptist to liking John the Baptist. I mean, we get she hears a story from the guy she loves about what's going on with Jesus and Jerusalem, I believe, or was it Nazareth? Either way, Jesus going around doing his works. And through that, just by not seeing it, by hearing it, kind of helps Salome with her conversion, and then she starts to believe in John the Baptist and stuff. And then, of course, she wants to help John the Baptist. She believes she's doing a good thing, and then, boom, she sees John the Baptist's head on a platter. Reminds me, a big Bob Dylan fan. He has a line in one of his songs. I can't remember what song it is at the time, but the line goes something like this. You try to help people, you end up making it 1,000 times worse. In this case, this is kind of like what happened in this movie. And, whatever. And in real life, I'm not going to say how accurate, I guess you'd say, how accurate this movie is to the story in the Bible. I mean, it's not very heavily detailed in the New Testament. So, they added a lot of things to her life and stuff like that. I guess there is 2 instances where the name Salome appears, one with the John the Baptist's death, and then I guess later on you hear about Salome being a woman named Salome later on in the New Testament being converted. So I guess that's where they get her conversion from the New Testament. Anyways, it's a pretty good old movie. I love the costumes and the set design that were very well done. That part I've really liked. I really do miss when Hollywood did do their sets, physical sets, actually build them and stuff. Because, CGI's really came a long way, but you still could tell that a lot of times it is 2D and they're just walking in front of a screen a lot of the times. So I do really miss that era of Hollywood where they did build their sets and stuff. Always thought it looked better. There are some fighting scenes in this that could have done a little bit better, but there's not a lot of fighting scenes, so it doesn't ruin the movie. So if you're into old movies, I'll recommend this to you. I think you'll enjoy it. But yeah, I'll give this a recommend. It's a solid movie. It's not the greatest movie of all time, but it's not really bad either. It's just, your normal movie. And if you're a Christian and you like those kind of Bible story movies, this is one of the better ones, so check it out. Anyways, if you've already seen this, which I imagine a lot of you have, first, thank you for sticking around for 10 minutes. Secondly, I'd like to hear your comments about this. Did you like it? Did you not like this movie? What did you guys think? Have a great day. Bye. Bye.